Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Kari and today I am doing my series I want to continue in 2018. I was going through my books the other day for the Shelves Unread series that you will see popping up, and I realized there are quite a few series that I have not continued or finished, but I have a lot of the books, if not all of them. So I decided to make a video about which ones I have that I haven't read yet so that I can maybe motivate myself to continue. First one is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. I've read this one, I own the next three, didn't like this one. I've heard that they get better though, so I'm hoping that they get better, but it's been described as a YA version of Game of Thrones. Yeah, we'll see. Next up is the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. I also want to read Crooked Kingdoms this year because I read Six of Crows and enjoyed it. And it's only 2 books, so really I should finish the Six of Crows duology, but I also want to get to the Grisha trilogy because it's set in the same universe and it sounds good even though people have said it's not quite as good as Six of Crows. Then I would like to continue, and definitely not finish because there's a lot of really chunky books, the Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Most of these, I've read the first one and it was okay. Not my favorite, but it was okay. But I do want to continue it just for the sake of finishing the series and because I do find the character relationships fascinating. A series that I want to start is Three Dark Crowns by Kendar Blake. This is princesses who have to kill each other to become queen. And I've heard amazing things about this series. There's only 2 of them out right now and I think a couple of novellas. So it shouldn't take me that long. It's just, again, I buy books like nobody's business and then it takes me months to get to them. But I am quite excited about this series. I also want to continue the Bulgariad. This one is a set of compilations. So I have this one, which is volume 1 with the first 3 books, and then I have the second one with the last 2 books that I want to read because I have actually read this book, the first one. I really liked it. It was very Lord of the Rings-esque. I just have to get to the second one and hope that I didn't forget too much or that I can get back into it so that I know what's going on in the rest of the series. I also want to continue Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I've read Outlander itself. I have not read the rest of them because they make me nervous. They make me very nervous, but I know I desperately need to get to them because people just rave about them and the show looks pretty good and I would like to watch that, but I want to read the book first. So I would like to continue this series. I would also like to continue, or finish actually, I think there's only 6 in this series and I've read the first 4, but The Land of Stories by Chris Colfer. The first 4 were pretty good. The first 2 can be read as standalones, but then once you get into the 3rd and 4th, they can't be read as standalones so much, which bothered me a little bit, but not enough to stop reading. Primarily because I actually enjoy the stories. They're fairy tales in this world mixed, and also because the end of the 4th one left me wanting to know what in the world they do about the problem that arose. Then I also want to finish Ender's Game Quartet. There are 3 more, all of which I own. I read this one back in, I want to say October or November, and I really enjoyed this book. It was just fun and dark and sci-fi. I don't read a lot of sci-fi, but when I do, I usually find really good ones, which is a miracle, honestly. But anyway, so I want to continue this series as Ender has now escaped. I mean, not really escaped, but he had to help fight a war in the first one, and the war is over in the second books and beyond, and we follow him afterwards. So I'm excited to see how that develops. And then the last series that I remember is the Bloody Jack series by L.A. Myers. This one I've read all of them but the last 2, Wild Rover No More and Boston Jackie, which are swapped in their order. Anyway, I also really want to read these 2 because I love this series. It's just so much fun. It follows Jackie, who at the beginning of the series is about maybe a 13-year-old girl, and it's in the early 1800s. She runs away from the streets because she's an orphan who lives on the streets in the first one. She runs away and becomes a sailor because she wants to see the world and not end up hanging from the gallows for stealing a loaf of bread. She's just insanely ridiculous and clever and brilliant through the next 12 books, I think. So I really want to finish it and see if she and Jamie finally get together, because that is killing me. Also, I just want to see what else she gets up to. She was in China last time I looked, I think. Those are all of the series I want to either continue or finish this year, because some of them I can finish, some of them, you know, Game of Thrones, Outlander, I might not be able to finish so much. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up down below, and if you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button down below. As always, I will leave my Goodreads linked in the down bar if you want to check out what I read. Until my next video, bye!